as soon as they said his ACL is intact, I'm like, yeah, I'm dead. That's it. He's done.
I'm just slowly sipping my pumpkin spice latte because for 7 rounds straight, I took nothing but running backs and wide receivers and got like Juwan Johnson tight end and like Kirk Cousins as my
Yeah, but
quarterback.
the one thing you're going to be the one thing you will stress about is who you're going to start on a daily basis, because now you have unbelievable guys.
Bing bong.
I feel like
I'm wearing my Hugh Douglas jersey. Uh, Got to start off with condolences for him. I don't even know if you caught anything this week.
I didn't, but I did see that you had a Hugh post.
Oh wow,
Where
this is breaking news then for some people, especially people that
breaking
don't,
news for me because I've been off the grid.
especially people who don't have local sports radio, like Eagles fans out of market. So Hugh Douglas moved from Atlanta radio to Philly. His son attends a HBCU in Atlanta, and his son and a buddy of him got in a fatal car crash and died.
Get out.
He lost his
How old
son.
was
He
his
hasn't
son?
been on air all college, freshman, sophomore. Young, great
Wow, that
looking
is
kid.
awful.
Not sure if he's I
Wow.
didn't get to listen enough this week. I'm not sure if he's an athlete or was playing football at the HBCU, but him and like his one of his like best friends, fatal car accident. And I don't think it was anything. Um, I don't think it was anything out of the ordinary either. I don't think that was like drinking or partying or racing or anything. I think they just literally got in a car
It
accident.
doesn't matter. When it comes to that stuff, man, that stuff like that is just so terrible.
So shout out to Hugh. I'm rocking his jersey. I'll probably ride it with me up north. Back to school for you and everybody.
Yeah, man. Kids are back to school, getting back to the grind. You guys that don't know, I'm a high school teacher down here in South Jersey. Yeah, it was good. It's been a great week. Kids are in good spirit. All the COVID nonsense is long gone. We're in education mode. There's like a couple straggler kids wearing masks, but I think they're more like a fashion statement or a fashion D statement. Um, but yeah, it's cool. Cool to be back at school.
Do
Happy
you do,
football's back.
do
I'm watching
you do
football and
you
I'm watching
bring
you.
do you bring lunch or do you buy lunch? Like, what's your top 5 school lunches or school lunch items? It doesn't have to be a full meal, like an item, like a
Ooh, you put me on the spot.
Capri Sun.
Top five school.
It could be an item.
Um, Peanut butter and jelly. That's a solid go-to of mine. I've actually made the joke to my kids. I've been going to high school now for 17 years. Four, 4 years of my own and going back. And
Matthew
I've
McConaughey.
survived.
Matthew McConaughey says like we keep getting older
Yeah,
and then you stay the same age or something.
yeah,
Kinda...
yeah. I feel old. I felt young for a long. This was like the first year I feel like the old guy. But no, it's cool. I love my kids. I love my students. I love my job. But yeah, no, peanut butter and jelly is my bring. That's like my go-to bring. I try to avoid cold cuts because cold cuts make me sleepy. Um, yeah, Capri Sun's got to be on there. Peanut butter crackers. I kind of snack my way through the day. I'm not like a big meal guy,
Thanks.
but our cafeteria's got some legit. Our
I used to
cheesesteak actually isn't terrible.
I used to like the cheesesteak. It wasn't even diced or anything. It's just like the big hunk of steakum. I used to love that.
Yeah, no, ours are diced up and it's whiz and it's all worked through it. Maybe I'll do a lunchtime cheesesteak review one time.
Interview.
That'll be funny.
We had like really good soft pretzels with like Philadelphia cream cheese in like a squeeze packet. Sometimes if I didn't like the lunch, I'd get like that and like they had like really like soft baked cookies and like juice and whatever. Um,
Do you
dude,
notice my new chair this year? It's my not a new chair. I know
the
you
new
remember this
old
chair.
chair. I should bring my broken recliner in here.
The Miller Lite one.
So a lot happened in the off season. I can't believe we didn't even get into any Eagles yet, but Trey Lance is on the Cowboys. He went from the red Cowboys to the Cowboys. The Niners, when they drafted him, gave up 3 first-round picks to move up and get him from North Dakota State Carson Wentz land, and now he's on from the red Cowboys to the Cowboys. Dysfunction.
And the Red Cowboys paid Nick Bosa like quarterback money, like stupid quarterback money, which Lane Johnson on half a groin left last year completely shut him down. So I have no. Watching the Red Cowboys implode this year is going to be beautiful. Brock Purdy's going to be trash. Nick Bosa's overpaid. Red Cowboys are a sell for me.
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to be good at all. I think the Lions are going to be good. I can't wait to watch the Lions tonight.
Yeah, I can't wait. I don't even have it fired up because I'm probably using every buffer I have to broadcast this right now. But before we get into the Eagles, there's like one more non-Eagles I have. Jonathan Gannon was in The Athletic, and he basically said, tongue in cheek, it was his fault we lost the Super Bowl. He's basically mimicking the Eagles fans, and he said that it was his idea to strip Nick Sirianni away from play calling in 2021. The team was 2-5, coming off a loss from the Las Vegas Raiders when we were out in Vegas, and then they went 7-3 and made the playoffs and lost to the Bucs. So Gannon took credit for giving the play calling to Shane Steichen. So I have no idea who the Eagles, if Nick or Brian Johnson are calling plays this year. I have no idea.
How many of you drove here? How many of you took the bus here? Do you have a fire in your belly? Jonathan Gannon is a joke. Nothing he says holds any weight in my life. I'm so glad we're moving on from him. He was the reason we lost the Super Bowl. I know we post all the time about the slippery field and all the stupid stuff, but Jonathan Gannon is the reason we lost the Super Bowl, no question. Your quarterback had an MVP performance and he lost the game. Special teams, yeah. But for me, it's Jonathan Gannon. He wasn't dialed in. He was taking the interviews.
Do you have fire in your gut?
Do you have fire in your gut? Yeah, worst. So cringe.
So do you think Bill Bell, speaking of defensive coordinators.
Oh, give me the you got to fill me in again. So Bill Belichick, everybody's picking the Eagles because Bill Belichick broke up with his girlfriend. Is that true?
Bill Belichick broke up with his girlfriend, and he's trying to publicly soften Jalen Hurts up. He called him the best player in the league. He's really stroking him. He's trying to soften him up, and he's dialing up the D this weekend.
That's a Belichick play. That's a Belichick play.
Yeah. He said he would have drafted him, and Jalen said, a lot of people said they would have drafted me if I was there. But they didn't, and he's here.
Jerry Jones said it. Jerry Jones said that a couple weeks ago.
So he's trying to soften him up, but they're not that bad. They have Juju Smith, who's kind of hurt. They signed Mike Gesicki and Hunter Henry. They have Ramondre Stevenson. They signed another wide receiver too. Oh, Devontae Parker from the Miami Dolphins. Like, they have an okay little team, but a lot of people like them like +4, I guess, because they're home. +4 home, so. But I don't really see it being close at all. Maybe they cover the 4. I have no idea, but they're not going to win the game. I don't think. People betting the Patriots money line is just stupid.
Well, my thing when it comes to money line. I don't like to ever see when it's 90% money.
I think it's heavy pats.
What was that thing that you posted? 98%, 2%. Was that you? So
that's people voting. People voting. So we have that on our Instagram story. People could vote what.
That I was catching up on stuff at the end of the workday today. I'm like I thought that was money line. Like sometimes when the money lines get real funky like that, I start to get freaked out. The Vegas is gonna rob everybody.
I'm engagement farming. I have polls up whether you like Eagles -4 or Patriots +4. Whether you like Eagles money line, whether you like Patriots money line. I have another poll up too. Who do you think's gonna win the NFC North, which is the Bears, Lions, Packers, Vikings? The Vikings won last.
By the way, chicken patty sandwich. I also have an honorable mention to the world famous mushy school lunch chicken patty sandwich has to be mentioned.
Mushy chicken patty.
Popped in my head.
But NFC North, who's gonna win that? You like the Lions?
I like the Lions. Yeah, even though it's another Vegas pick, but I think the Packers are rebuilding. I think the Vikings are slowly but surely getting chipped away at, and the Bears don't have the right quarterback or the right team.
I like Fields. I like Fields this year for fantasy. I think he was good at the end of the year. They almost beat us, the Bears. I like the Bears. I like the Bears.
I like the Bears.
Sleeper Bears.
No, I like the Bears
Maybe
to
wild
be last
card.
place.
Maybe wild card.
I say the Packers are last place for the first time in a long time, and then the Bears, then the Vikings, then
Lions.
the Lions.
So I'm
I
gonna
think it's time for the
issue.
Lions.
I think we're gonna get into more content. We got Eagles season starting this week. We're doing this every week. We've got a ton of crap going on. We're gonna be at games posting videos. So I have to issue a public apology for us. We got really happy and endorsed by some sweet brands. I gotta apologize to everyone for selling stuff on the feed, but there is awesome stuff on. If you see any of us posting, don't hate us for selling out, but we got awesome stuff on NFL Shop, Fanatics, all that other stuff we've been posting. Homage T-shirts. That's been a lot of fun. But I'm gonna apologize.
We are churning the hamster wheel too via money. We are not getting rich or anything off any of that stuff. It basically just helps us just continue to do what we love, which is go to games, enjoy them, go on trips, meet fans, give stuff away.
I think we made like $10 in commission off homage shirts, and I've just bought in like 100 of them. So negative.
Yeah. Well, while we're selling out, I am wearing an homage shirt right now, and it is freaking comfy. I love these shirts. I just hang around in them. They're great. Link in our bio. There you go. We're sellouts. But
well, that was fun. The fan fest was amazing. Like Jeff hooked us up. We were posting all that stuff, like FanDuel partners. Fan fest was lit. Like we're going to Dallas this year. Philly sports trips. Going to a couple of their parties too in Boston. Like the cross promotion right now is on fire. It's been good.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Definitely want to get some other pages and stuff to join. Like I can send you a Zoom link, and even opposing team fans, like we welcome it on here. I've got this set up now where we can bring people on and rip it.
Chad Henne is beating the drum for the inaugural whatever Chiefs thing.
He was their backup.
That's the best they could do. He
actually in the divisional round, Mahomes went to the locker room and he played like, I don't know if you remember this. Chad Henne in their playoff run this past season came in and went like 2 drives down the field and scored, and Mahomes was out. Had they not won that game, they wouldn't have even been in the Super Bowl. Chad Henne like won them their first playoff game this past year, which is. I watched that show Quarterbacks on Netflix. That's the only reason I knew that. I think we were at like an Eagles playoff game and didn't even watch that game. But yeah, Chad Henne played like a significant portion of one of their playoff games this past year. And it was like amazing. He was like perfect.
Yeah.
And then Mahomes came back out.
It is a major downside for any of you guys that are like jealous that we get to go to games or anything like that. First of all, it's more like an atmosphere thing. Second of all, you don't get that red zone. Like when the game's over, we're like, what? I mean, we see scores and we see fantasy, but we're like, what happened? Like we have no nuance. We don't have any nuance to any of the games. They put the scores up in the stadium, like that's it. And we're tailgating for, if it's a 4:00 game, we're not seeing any of the 1:00 games. I mean, they're on the TV, but nobody's paying attention really. But so yeah, with the playoffs, some of my favorite times in football is just sitting and watching all the playoff games. But yeah, if you're a game same day, you miss it.
Yeah, I think with Shane Steichen gone, Brian Johnson is the play caller. I think Nick Sirianni is still not calling plays. I think he's just going to be like that figurehead thing. I have no idea. Somebody just asked that. I think it's Brian Johnson.
Him giving us anything?
Yeah, Brian. Yeah, it's Brian Johnson because him and Jalen Hurts like have been boys for a long, long time, so they should be able to dial it up.
Joe, whoa, you guys are two different people. Wow, learn something new every day. That's the comment of the year. Yeah, we're brothers, and we do kind of look alike.
Two different people.
so, so for a minute there, Joe thought that you kicked a 45-yard field goal. That could
No
have been you,
shot.
Phil.
No shot. I can throw like a 40-yard probably interception. They should just put me in instead of a punter. They should just put me in, and I'll just heave it up down the field and get picked off, and then that'll be a punt. They should just bring
Yeah,
Marcus Mariota in and just launch it down the field.
Unless they bat it down, then we're dead meat.
That'd be down bad.
Yeah, that day was very fun. We were like in completely different directions the past 2 weeks. You started your new job. I like did like the summer of Vic for like a week and just kind of hung with the family and went places and did stuff. And you know, that one day that we took and I said to my son, I'm like, let's just go to soccer fields and play around. And we were playing soccer, but I had brought the football with me, and I'm like, oh, wouldn't it be fun if we kicked some field goals? And and then we started making the videos, and it just like I wasn't making a Filthy Philly video. The first video you see my wife taking the video, and I almost hit her with the ball, and then I'm like, oh, this is kind of funny. I'm gonna make this a video. So then we made it a whole thing. So if you didn't see those videos, you should watch them on Reels. I made a parody video of me trying not to be Eagles kicker. That was the most fun video I think I made. I love that.
Those went hard. A lot of our regulars enjoyed that, but
it was a really hard edit. I mean, I had like 30 minutes of footage, so I kept cutting it down, and then I was doing like the speed up, and I learned a lot. I'm not a video editor, so but I cut it down to like 4 minutes, and then I chopped it in different reels because I don't think anybody's gonna watch me run around for 4 minutes. It's not that interesting, but I don't know. It was a good time. I had fun.
Chop it up. Yeah, I'm interested in people helping us chop up these reels and stuff. I'm recording like multiple screens right now to be able to chop this chatter up. Who
bet the over on the national anthem and took a L.
Sorry, oh wow, dude. Sorry, dude. What was his name? DJ?
EJ Chupan in the comments.
EJ.
TJ with a T.
T. I can't hear. TJ. Who is gonna start at running back for the Eagles? They released their depth chart. They put all 4 running backs in the one spot.
I love that. Listen, I took a flyer on Swift in fantasy. Obviously, excuse me, I'm benching him, but I hope it's Swift just for selfish reasons.
Who comes out when they trot out on the field 1st and 10? That should be a bet right there. If anybody knows, I think it's going to be
running back handoff.
I think it's going to be probably Swift. I think Gainwell, they said they're going to use situationally, like goal line, red zone, 2-minute and 4-minute offense when they're running like scripted. So it could be Gainwell. And then Penny's going to be like a home run hitter, change of pace, even though he's huge. He could be like an every down back, but I think they're just going to bring him in to run some RPO or whatever.
I think running back by committee that's very Philadelphia Eagles as of late. We're not like we haven't had a bell cow back in a really long time. Even the McCoy years, they always had somebody else, secondary guy that took the load off. Coulter and all these guys they always had us like a running back.
It's gonna be. I went to their practice, but like I think Penny wasn't even practicing. But with the first team, they had like every running back out there with them. They even had like Trey Sermon out the first team. Like they had Gainwell, they had Boston Scott was out there with the first team. They had everybody, just depending on the plays and stuff they were running. It was pretty cool. They made everyone like turn their phones off. They were running stuff. Nick Sirianni came out this week and said that they were really vanilla in the preseason because they have some new stuff.
Hey,
And
real quick on the live, is it because is the page live or is it live through the ticket sale page that we're not getting any reach?
now it's live on the page, and it gets
Okay,
shared into the. It gets automatically shared into the group every time we go live. I
got
said
it.
it.
Oh, okay. Oh, you know what? You're right. It is. It's weird. I had a weird thing on my iPad.
Yeah.
Learning the new. So,
Patrick said crazy stuff about Hugh. Didn't hear about his son this morning. Till this morning. Yeah. Yeah, there's some good
so
stuff if you can
who?
run it back. So all the Eagles games within a 100-mile radius are going to be on the app. So you could probably time up your TV to stream Merrill and sync it up. Just be a little bit delayed and pause it both and start them at the same time. And Merrill was on, Nick Sirianni was on. Hugh's been out all week with his son. Like it's been a crazy freaking week for like local radio.
I have not listened to much. I listened to a little bit of Ike this afternoon. They actually didn't mention it, which was interesting. Real quick on the Phils, because we do have to talk about our Phillies. The funniest thing ever was the Chuck from Mount Airy thing, and then Bryce Harper went into a slump and then shaved. And it was funny because you shaved like the day before he shaved. All that Philly stuff this week, and then thank God they got out of San Diego with a couple wins. God,
Yeah, it was brutal. Um, Actually going up Friday night, so if anybody's going Friday, it,
who?
they're
Who
kind
do the
of
Phillies have next? Is it Atlanta?
Florida, but they just put Sandy
Oh yes, that's right, Marlins. I knew it was division.
they put Alcantara on the like he's probably done for the year. I think they're tanky, but like what you call it's right up our butt now, Chicago Cubs. Um,
Yeah,
well, you want to get that one spot,
yeah,
and then you host all the playoff games, the wild card round, all at home if you get that top spot. So they got to get that.
yeah. Have you? That schedule is not out, right? Like that's not like skeleton outlined when those will be. I wonder if we'll have any crazy Eagles overlap days. Those are the best when the Phillies are in the playoffs and the Eagles are playing at the same time. Oh my God, it's so fun up there.
Yeah, it's wild. It's a big gamble
And
for my clients too that are on the Phillies radio with us. Like, if they make the playoffs, they get home playoff ticket
oh
games.
right,
So we basically that whatever that first home game is, we basically have to buy a crap ton of tickets for them because, when we're guaranteeing all our clients playoff tickets if they make the playoffs, but you don't know how long they'll go or how far they'll get. So we're
yeah.
like that first series, we're like buying like a crap ton, strapped
But they're never playing at the same time. They're just like the same day.
double. Yeah,
You just get to do the double dip, which
that's
we've
it.
done before and is very fun. By the way, quick update on this game. Both teams look very flat on their first drives.
Damn. I got Isaiah Pacheco's in one league and playing against Jameer Gibbs.
I think both teams went 3-and-out. KC might have got one first down. I was half paying
Oh,
attention.
that's sweet. That's sweet. So, bu- bu- bu-
You're going to New England this weekend.
yes.
Where'd you
So
go?
my college roommate Brandon Jonas, who also has a short house down in Ocean City, he lives in Boston now, and we talked about it last year, and going up and staying with him. And then really quick trip. I'm getting in Saturday morning, and we're going to the two Philly Sports Trips events Saturday night, like Q&A style thing, like the same thing when we were in Arizona. I don't know who's there. Like when Seth Joyner was there in Arizona, and they did the Q&A. It's like we're doing one of those Saturdays, which are always awesome to network and stuff. They're always
Mm-hmm.
packed out. And then Sunday, we're going to their tailgate party, which is in the city. So they're shuttling everybody to the stadium, and then anyone that's not going to the actual game there's a huge watch party in Boston. So there's tickets for all that stuff. We're going to the game because my buddy lives there and got tickets. So stoked! I
Yeah, the
literally,
tickets
literally cost
bottom.
me an
The tickets.
$80 flight, and I'm staying with him. And I got off really cheap. This is my first time ever going to a week 1 road game. I've gone to road games, but first time to kick off the season on the road.
I was shocked at the. Actually, I was not shocked at how the ticket prices came down to earth pretty quickly. There are really crappy nosebleeds, like top corner end of the stadium, high row, but you get in there for less than $200.
Yeah, they said the worst time to buy is 3 months out, and the best is the week of. So
Yeah,
there you go. People like to
I
lock
mean,
it
I
in.
do respect people, but then again, there's a lot of people just like they just like to lock it up and not think about it.
If
But if
they're
you're price
traveling, yeah, you
cautious,
have to buy it in advance. For show. Um, what's your predictions? You think it's gonna be a blowout?
no, I don't think so. I think it's going to be tight. It's the CBS game of the week. It's Tom Brady retirement. What's the spread? I
Four,
didn't check Vegas.
4.
4? Nah, I don't think we cover. I'd take the Eagles money line, but I think the Patriots cover. I think it's a field goal. I think it's gonna be real tight. It's the first game. First games are so unpredictable. I hate predicting the first games. I'm not going to pick against the Eagles. I know they're the favorites. Um,
Even if we're up like 10, they could get a garbage touchdown and not cover.
yes,
So like
that's
that's a
that's okay.
really
4 is tough.
like a backdoor. Like the Patriots get like a backdoor cover, even though we like control the game. Even if the Eagles are like dominant, they could not cover. So
Yeah, so if you're betting, I would tease it. I would buy the point or 2 points if you want to play that, or I would just take money line.
Eagles
Not
straight up
not
money line.
not financial advice. Not financial advice. Yeah, I'm not a big spread guy. I'll tease spreads, but I don't like to just take the Vegas given spread. I might as well just go play roulette, play black or red. It always Vegas always nails it.
Nice.
Want to run down the schedule? Week 1. So we'll see what other. Oh, I know the other game we got to talk about. We got to talk about Sunday Night Football. Giants playing Dallas. Week 1. Giants Dallas. That's a weird scheduling for me. I don't like it. I don't want to play a division team the first game of the week. First game
They
of the year.
throw those in there, and then they got away from it, and now there's some and not others. We used to open up against Washington an awful lot, and then they stopped that.
Yeah.
But we could
Eagles
do
schedule's brutal.
we could do definitely. I don't know if I could go through the whole schedule, but I think
Well, let's go through NFC.
there's a scenario where they could be better than they were last year and have less wins. Like they won 13 or 14 games last year. They can win like 11,
Right.
be like 11-6 because they play like touchdowns. That's what I'm saying, like 11. I think the over under is 10.5. I'm gonna say 11.
All right, so over under win. I vibe with that. I don't see the Eagles being like
14 and 1.
At some point this season there'll be some growing pains. At some point this season there'll be some people crying and calling in the radio stations and jumping off the ledge. But the Eagles are talented enough that they should win the division. You know, even though the whole NFC East hasn't repeated in whatever year, stupid statistic. But I can't see Dallas winning the division, and the Giants don't have a quarterback, and I still don't think Washington has a quarterback either. I always go by the quarterback.
The Eagles weren't in any close games last year. Like you can say what you want, they played a bunch of bum teams that they were just beating up on and fattening up on, and they did it in 17 too. They just rolled through the end. But like they're gonna be in a lot of close games. They're playing like 11 or 12 playoff teams this year from the year before. Like there's gonna be some close wins, close losses. I still think they get over and win the division and could still get the 1 seed, but it's not going to be 14 wins or something like that.
Washington opens up against Arizona home, so that's a win. Arizona is going to go 0-17. They're horrible.
So you like Detroit?
So,
I like Chicago. Um,
yeah.
Dallas Giants are gonna kill each other. I could see the
Yeah,
Giants
but
like winning that
that's
game.
another 1-0 team. So now you got 1-0 because the Giants and Cowboys, one of them teams has to win. Flip a coin. Washington's definitely going to win. They're 1-0. Eagles got to win. If the because then you're already fighting uphill in the division. You want to, they got to win. Not a must win. It's way too early for that. But they need to win on Sunday, and they need to show the NFL that they're back because the odds are against them. Teams that lose the Super Bowl historically do not go back to the Super Bowl. The only NFC team that's ever gone back to the Super Bowl after losing is the Fran Tarkenton 1970 whatever Vikings. They have a very, very tough battle this year. Like every time I listen to everybody, they're so high, and I'm so high up on the team, but they have a they have a tough schedule, and it's going to be business this year. It's not going to be. It's no joke.
Yeah. The good thing is I don't really love the NFC. Like we talked about the NFC North, like the Bears, the Detroit, man. Like if you look at the South, you have Atlanta, New Orleans, Tampa Bay, Carolina. Like all those teams stink. Like somebody has to win it, but all those teams stink. Like,
Right.
Atlanta's got some weapons, and New Orleans has a Carr now. He's like decent. They're okay. They got my Pokemon guy down there.
I do like that. I do like that guy.
Well, I don't know who wins that one. Who wins? And then that one, the Rams, like Cooper Kupp's out. Arizona stinks. San Fran is going to be dependent on the quarterback. They're going to be dependent on the quarterback on Purdy. Like Geno Smith played out of his mind last year for the Seahawks. Like he's not going to do that again. Like I'll take Seattle or San Fran, probably New Orleans or Atlanta, Chicago. I mean, none of those teams.
I'll take Seattle. I'm not going to pick the Red Cowboys. I'll take Seattle to win that division.
We'll do the AFC next week. Even though they'll get a game in already before we do this. But I'll take Seattle too. Right. I'll take Seattle. Nice. I'll take New Orleans and my Pokemon guy. Even though I love the Falcons, I drafted Desmond Ridder and I love Drake London. I love Kyle Pitts, even though he stinks.
Lions tutty.
Oh, Lions win the division. Lions gonna win that division now.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Damn, he's a fantasy guy. Cool.
Oh wow, nice catch at about the 10. Broke 2 tackles. Came all the way across the field. Nice play. Wow.
Nice. Well, we did this all Thursday last year. This is the last Thursday we're going to do this. We're going to do this earlier in the week so we can post clips and stuff. We're going to do this Tuesday and recap the game, or Wednesdays, and then it'll be uploaded by Thursday. It'll be uploaded by this time, like all our clips and BS. So you could listen on up through the game. I think the Eagles Eagles, win by 3. I think they're up 10, controlling Patriots backdoor cover. If not, the Eagles just straight up blow them out, but it might get out of hand. But I think they thoroughly control this one. And we'll be back.
I'm with you, bro.
I'm gonna wrap it up. What's your last prediction before we go on? Same deal?
NFC. We didn't do NFC South. Panthers, New Orleans, Buccaneers.
Yeah,
that division's pretty bad.
I'm taking my Pokemon guy. I like the Falcons too, but I'm taking.
I'll fade you, and I'll take the Buccaneers. I'll fade you there too.
They ain't got no quarterbacks.
I know. Well, neither does Pokemon.
They got Derek Carr.
Division.
They got Derek Carr.
That division has a good quarterback.
They got Derek Carr.
Derek Carr stinks.
All right.
That whole division is has-beens and maybes. At that point, you know what? Maybe I'll take the Panthers. Nah.
Bryce Young.
They'll have the best quarterback in that division. Give him a year or 2.
That's facts. All right, we out. Peace. I'll see you next week. I'll be uploaded on all your streamings.
Can I leave or will it screw it up?